most shouting players on the Chinese team. Harimoto ready. Lin Gaoyuan strolling in. Notice the difference in the way they're taking their time right now. Best of 7 men's singles final.
Love one.
First point comes loose on the push for Harimoto. Still, Lin Gaoyuan just strolling along, keeping himself calm right now. Very different temperature between the two. Harimoto fire right now. Iceberg on the other side for the Dark Knight. Getting a little bit fired up here himself. The backhand over the table. He's been very effective in the receive game, even in the rallies. Watching him beat Xu Xin was so impressive. Same with Lee Song-soo. He had played him 6 times before and he had lost 5 of them. Now this doesn't tend to work out for Harimoto. The more passive play, the blocking points. Little break off the net, there it is. Heavy spin to the short side as Harimoto steps around. For me, it's quite important that Harimoto takes the first to keep his confidence up, especially after the way it went last time. But in terms of the learning curve, Tomokazu Harimoto has the fastest and the steepest learning curve I've seen. Good placement back on the table after bringing Harimoto in near the net. Lin Gaoyuan keeps it baseline for the follow-up shots with the first towel break. They're dead even. Another look. Takes it right off the bounce. Harimoto strong in the flick game. Placement had to be perfect there, right at the baseline and in on the elbow. Whole lot of spin on that opening forehand attack. Harimoto getting a lot of racket speed. That low stance that we saw in the warm-ups. And while his game is a bit different than others in terms of the trajectory of his shot and how close to the table he stands.
3-4.
Both players looking to see if there was a service warning. Sometimes the umpire sees the ball hit the net and the players didn't see it. Long push, good timing for it too. Looked like he was going to keep it short. Surprises Lin Gaoyuan with the long push. Very subtle, just guides it out there. Kick serve into the backhand side. We see that bottle challenge serve from a right-handed player versus a lefty. Long serve into the backhand. Perfectly executed. Curves out right near the net post. So Tomokazu Harimoto up 4 points here in the first. Are we going to see a change in temperature on Lin Gaoyuan's side? I think the pressure is going to change. A bit more spring to the step, aggression. Timing-wise right now, Lin Gaoyuan hasn't found it. We've seen about 3 or 4 points so far this game where he just hasn't connected with the ball. And from the very first point, Harimoto wins in any match. Similar to the last. They all add up.
9-3.
Well, this is a bit surprising. Many felt this way about Timo Boll's match versus Liang Jingquin in this tournament. They wondered what was happening with Timo Boll. Liang Jingquin playing well, Timo Boll a little bit maybe off, but the combination looked quite one-sided. Right now, Lin Gaoyuan still finding himself, his footing in the game. That's the type of spinny backhand that puts a lot of pressure on the opponents. Very low trajectory. Quick and compact from in front of the body. So now 6 game points for Tomokazu Harimoto to take the first in this best of 7 match. And the shot goes long, a quick celebration, and he is out back to the corner for conversation. 11-4, Tomokazu Harimoto in full swing here to start off this best of 7 match. We'll be back for game 2 right after this.
レシーブしっかり入れたときに次もう少し入ってくると長くいって次しっかり3球待ってないと長くいったときなでチキータフォアに行ったらバックに来るんで練習通りしっかり待たないともう少し入ってくるそこしっかり準備しない今全部単発で終わったり
Back for game number 2, Lin Gaoyuan, the Dark Knight, has had a dark first game here, only scoring 4 points. Tomokazu Harimoto with a slow start, still came out and managed to pull through mid and end game quite dominantly.
Level.
Are we going to see more backhand receives? Are we going to see more aggressive attempts early on in the point? Where was Lin Gaoyuan's forehand? We didn't get to see it, not in game 1. Tomokazu Harimoto allowing none of that, quickly shutting down the follow-up potential shot. Receive game so important, and that physical fitness to get in over the table. Harimoto's got it.
Let's love 1. One all.
Keeping it tight, short game, Harimoto's solid. He's good with the soft hands, he's good with the opening attack, but Lin Gaoyuan manages to pressure the point through. This is better touch. Lin Gaoyuan keeps it short on the forehand side. Harimoto, not a very easy opportunity for that flick kill. I thought that was good use of the soft block on Harimoto's backhand side, but the follow-up attack not coming down. Lin Gaoyuan with a much better start here in game number 2. We will see, still quite early to tell. That one's so tough to predict. He moved to the middle of the table to change it up in the backhand, deep to the backhand corner. The conversation with Liu Hung here, you have to imagine, was partially about getting more positive over the table, changing things up so that Harimoto's not comfortable on the receive. So far, so good here. Little break off the net. Harimoto quick to apologize. Don't let the energy in those choles confuse you about his fair behavior. He's a very fine sportsman. Always a good handshake, respectful. Ooh, saves one, brings it back awkwardly with a little bit of side spin. Timing-wise right now, it could be nerves. But Lin Gaoyuan has had a lot of trouble connecting in game 1. Stays on top of this. Again, it's difficult to have timing when the balls are placed differently on the table. You could see how far inside the table that last bounce was in the fishing game of Harimoto. This one gets away from Harimoto, arcs it up a little bit more. Normally you see his drive a bit more forward. Gaoyuan fan club here. The Harimoto fan there in the crowd as well. You could hear the Gambate. Gambate.
Let 5-3.
Big point here to be within 1. Harimoto looking for that early start, strong pressure. He only won 1 game last time. It was later in the match. Last time they played, it looked a lot like Lin Gaoyuan was the kryptonite to Harimoto's Superman.
5-0.
Now, one thing I can say about Harimoto's game right now is that it's more versatile in the sense that everything's a little bit different. Sometimes it's flatter, sometimes it's faster. He's driving deep on the table, sometimes softer shots. He's just mixing it up really well. For non-Chinese players against the Chinese national team, this tends to be more effective.
5-6.
The fading flip just out. Big point for Lin Gaoyuan to gain some confidence. Take control once again. He'd started to turn the corner. Knew he might have been hung out to dry. Two big points for Lin Gaoyuan, so from 5-5 coming into the second towel break of the game. Lin Gaoyuan up in front. Little bird's eye view to see the spatial, okay. And the net cam as well. Little close up of Lin Gaoyuan there. Soft flip to the middle.
6.
Now again, it's all relative. The soft flip doesn't mean it's a very slow shot, just slower than the kill shots where you hear the slap sound. Pretty good pace, actually. I'd give it about an 80% from Harimoto from that position. Just enough to put the pressure on awkwardly in that crossover point. Lin Gaoyuan didn't have an answer. Fired up backhand and then forehand right back. Harimoto evening out the playing field, 7 points apiece. He's taken both points since the towel break. Again, the Chinese fans outnumbering the Japanese fans in the stadium, although I've met both between the first session of today and now. Oh, what a save from Harimoto, but very persistent play. On top of the table a little bit more. Lin Gaoyuan had Harimoto back. Beautiful counter. You can see Harimoto trying to make his way back into the table. Tough to stay on top of that ball, though, as it kicks and jumps up off the table. Heavy topspin from Lin Gaoyuan. The placement. Harimoto is forcing Lin Gaoyuan to be guessing. He's just not able to get into a rhythm. From the middle of the table, watch the second shot from Lin Gaoyuan. Short stroke forehand. And the next one deep to the wide backhand corner. Does anyone doubt that Harimoto cares? My goodness, so much desire for the victory. Backhand, will it come down? Just missing. Does not celebrate too early. Patiently watches it just in case. I can't tell you how many times I've seen someone celebrate early and then lose the point. Mostly because I'm not counting. And it doesn't happen that often, but more often than you'd think. So Harimoto back out in front despite trailing most of this game. A little bit of an 80% flip of his own. Lin Gaoyuan up on 1 foot, ties up the score despite losing game one 11-4. They're dead even at 9 points apiece. So much more positive play from Lin Gaoyuan, but tactically Tomokazu Harimoto keeping the pressure on, varying the shots still. Just like at the start of the match, slowly coming back to the table, trying to keep his cool, stay loose. Harimoto with the serves. Ooh, heavy backspin on the pendulum serve, bottle challenge style, and it earns him game point for a 2-0 lead. That was not Harimoto apologizing, it was him asking for a new ball. These rock star highlights of Harimoto. Oh, just missing the counter. After the long push to get quick into the rally, Lin Gaoyuan makes it count, and here we are at deuce in game number 2. A decisive moment. You can see how low that ball stays off Lin Gaoyuan's shot. Tough to even block that, let alone counter loop it. Longer push and the quick counter. Harimoto covers the middle with the forehand, elbow in near the body and plays it parallel for the winner. These quick reactions. Again, Harimoto stands quite tall. To get the upper body out of the way and play that short stroke shot. Took no hesitation. And now game point to Harimoto once again. Ooh. Getting a third ball opportunity like that is tough to not convert. As soon as it hit the racket of Lin Gaoyuan, I think everybody watching this says, oh, he's lost. Harimoto has so much time. And instead of going for a flat hit, tries to spin it a little bit more. Just happened to miss. I mean, that's the more secure shot in many senses. Didn't even come down on the table. Second deuce point. Oh, service error!
12-11.
Under pressure. There is no re-gifting in table tennis. Well, Lin Gaoyuan didn't get the note, I guess. Harimoto the point before.
Harimoto.
Timeout for Harimoto. Interesting. So this is Coach Kurashima here saying, let's make sure we've got this in the bag. You've had a few opportunities. It's this now third game point. Serve on your side. A lot of different possibilities, but you have to understand the opponent's game quite well. Lin Gaoyuan generally loves to be aggressive over the table. That bottle challenge serve has been very effective. Served it with heavy underspin last time to win a point. The pendulum serve to the middle of the table got, I'd say, a great opportunity on the third ball for Harimoto. The fact that he didn't finish the point, to me, doesn't mean that he shouldn't stick with that serve or try something similar, unless they think that Lin Gaoyuan will have adapted. So time has been called twice, and the players come back to the table. Game point, third time over for Tomokazu Harimoto. And no timeout left on the Japanese Wonder Kid side.
12-11.
Oh, can't find the backhand either. Steps around, good length, half long from Lin Gaoyuan. The receive wasn't killer, but just good enough to deter the third ball. Harimoto looked a little bit hesitant to come in and commit. Now, had he made that shot, we would have been impressed that he was able to keep his balance and stay behind the table. But often we see him come a little bit closer to the net for that, step in a little bit more. So third deuce point, Lin Gaoyuan with the serve here. Timeout diffused. Harimoto, no lifelines. Soft spinning ball. They are playing so many awkward points right now. I mean, these are not the glamorous counter loop rallies. They're not the big finishes. Almost every point has been the effect of someone playing a tight receive or something a little bit softer on the opening. Game point again, fourth time for Harimoto. Just missing the short side on the counter. Lin Gaoyuan hustling and muscling to get through this one. Playing the angles, the step around forehand, wide cross court. There's the backhand, here's the turn. That shot looks so close, you almost wonder from that angle how it even missed the table. It seemed like Harimoto played it exactly where he would have wanted to. Fourth deuce point, Lin Gaoyuan with the serve this time around. It will not come down. Outstanding play. Lin Gaoyuan testing Harimoto, who manages to fish a few back on the table. When you think about Harimoto winning points or even playing points, you don't imagine him anywhere near back here. This is not Harimoto's town. Barrierville? Well, he's visiting for a moment, but not warmly welcomed by the locals. 14-13, Lin Gaoyuan with a game point of his own now. Heavy topspin, and it's countered right back. Lin Gaoyuan steals the game after saving, what, 4 game points? An amazing performance from the Dark Knight. And he evens out the playing field, 1 game apiece. 15-13, we'll be back for game 3 to see who takes the lead right after this.
压力呢？对吧？所以说你在前面稍微快一点，好吧？然后他节奏慢一点，我稍微节奏，哎，我不用发死力，我梆梆梆2、3下中间正手，中间正手，主分打开就 OK 了，对吧？接下球搁他也可以，对吧？你搁他一个高一点，他就会挑斜线，然后要不然就放你一个短，然后你自己老不冷静，慌里慌张，我这着急这么处理，他有什么杀伤力？我就不明白。你有杀伤力吗？没有，是不是没有？
Back for game number 3, Gaoyuan fan club making themselves known. Score tied 1 game apiece. This men's singles final is going to be quite a fascinating one. Still, we haven't gotten into too many of the rallies that we expect from these two. Very different timing on both sides of the table. Harimoto to serve.
1 love.
It's always tough after having about 5 game points, maybe 4, where you're not able to make one and then you make the first point the next game back. You can't change the past. You can't change the fact that ball's not coming back either. The forehand flip kill from over the table. So much power from Harimoto. Soft touch and then the spinny shot down the middle of the table. Harimoto with the quick reactions. Harimoto's game feels more like a hammer when he hits the ball. Gaoyuan's more whip-like. Oh, top of the table here. Beautiful shot from Harimoto on the run. Apology for catching the edge, but chases that one down. Plays it around the net right to the corner of the table. Look at this. Ski balls up, crowd loving the replay. Harimoto highlight time.
5 love.
So not a point dropped so far from the very determined Tomokazu Harimoto.
Love 6.
Oh man. Now it's tough to tell from that camera angle, but from what we know of Harimoto, he's cholaying over to the corner, over to his coach, Coach Kurashima. Just goes to show you the in and out is so important in terms of footwork. Edge of the table back, a little break for Gaoyuan. He could definitely use a point here, a little break, however he can get it. Oh, that's how it goes. Harimoto trying to pressure the backhand twice in a row. But Gaoyuan forces it into the middle, gets a softer shot. That's the one right there, and then capitalizes with the backhand. Harimoto's gonna have to keep the pace on that middle.
6-3.
Especially if he's behind the table at all. 3 points in a row, no timeouts left. For Harimoto, Gaoyuan making his run. The quality of the first ball for Harimoto. Ooh, and a break.
3-7.
It's been quite a lucky game both ways. They've each had at least one now. So I think 2 for Harimoto, maybe 1 for Gaoyuan. Now this time Harimoto recovers the net, so they're even in terms of net breaks. Harimoto with an 8-3 lead. I think he had a lead like this against T-Mobile. Many have had leads like this against T-Mobile and lost. It's one of the things that makes T-Mobile so magical to watch.
Left. 3-8.
Oh, what wise decisions here. Harimoto realizes he's getting a little bit too ambitious and decides not to take the attack on an uncomfortable ball, plays it softly and waits for the right time. Lin Gaoyuan turns the corner. Harimoto plays the short side. There was the break off the net on the long push. One soft shot, and the apology was for a few shots before. Short side, nobody saw it coming. Lin Gaoyuan was covering the forehand, and it's 7 game points for Tomokazu Harimoto to outperform the score he created in game number 1. Heavy topspin coming in though. Lin Gaoyuan saves a game point. Two in a row. Harimoto trying to calm himself. Many players relax a little bit too much when they have many game points. Lose focus.
10-6.
3 in a row now. He's got the serves on his side though. Lin Gaoyuan knows what this feels like. He's been up 10-4 against Timo Boll in game 7, 10-5 against Xu Xin. Lost both of those matches. Could he do the same to Tomokazu Harimoto? Could all of that punishment that he's absorbed be dished right back out now? 10-3, 5 points in a row for Lin Gaoyuan at the 3rd towel break. Man, would I be sweating right now if I were Tomokazu Harimoto.
Left, 8-10.
What would you do if you had his skill set, Harimoto's? Would you come in for the backhand over the table? Would you play it soft? Let's see what he gets for a serve. But he plays it soft and he's caught with nothing. Lin Gaoyuan on the backhand near the net makes his 6th game point save in a row. For both of these players, as professional athletes, they've dealt with heartbreak. Harimoto hangs on to it. Oh my goodness. His fist shaking. Can't believe he got through it. 10-3 was a blink ago. 10-9, 11-9. Harimoto goes up 2-1. A nerve-wracking performance, edge of your seat entertainment. I think the match is going to be like this throughout. Game number 4, we'll see what happens. The Dark Knight versus the Wonder Kid coming up right after this.
啊，明白吗？而且你车一拉，如果说真是打这场面，你就直接上去就干了，我跟你说，好不好？然后呢，如果说现在选择你，那咱就开始站在中间这个位置，然后咱就看另一条中间这个位置，有质量的你两边，没有质量的中间那个，好不好？然后就打上旋，就跟他拼速度。
Time called for a second time coming into game number 4. You can imagine that with no timeouts left, Tomokazu Harimoto, after that scary end of the game with Lin Gaoyuan fighting his way back, saving 6 game points in a row. But Tomokazu Harimoto really wants to be clear of what to do when he gets caught in a situation like that. This comes with time and experience, and for 15 years old, Tomokazu Harimoto has had a whole lot of both. I think the latter more so, the experience. He started beating men in the top 100 in the world at 11 years old. Youngest ever world junior champion, 13 years old.
1-all.
He was still 12 years old when he won the under-21 competition in Japan at that event, the Japan Open against Kohei Sanbe. Fast long serve into the backhand. I feel like until Lin Gaoyuan has a good response to that, Tomokazu Harimoto can play that 75% of the time he's serving. Just every once in a while, something to mix it up. Maybe if it's too often, he'll get ready for the backhand cross court. But he's playing the backhand from anywhere, or from everywhere anyways. Moving in on the forehand side. Gaoyuan loves to do that. He'd be punished if the ball came fast to the backhand corner of the table.
2-3.
A lot of people anticipating Tokyo 2020. If Harimoto will be able to make it to the final, play for the gold medal. Oh, an incredible save from Gaoyuan. That catch the edge of the table on the way up. I'd love to see that one again from the side. Let's get a look here. Lucky net ball. Down near the ground. Oh, it was the net post. Wow. Part of the net assembly, ball still in play. Harimoto apologizing quickly. It was last year that Gaoyuan won a point similarly against Timo Boll that came down. It was one of the most complicated points in modern table tennis in terms of televised matches. What use of spin. Harimoto moving quickly to the backhand, covers and closes out. For me, that was about it. 85% shot from Gaoyuan. When he really turns up the heat, it's tough to react to. Inside out forehand, Harimoto continues on his run. He's up 6-2. Right at the baseline of the table. But no break this time against the reverse pendulum serve. Now this is a serve we see a lot more from the Chinese national team, but outside of that, not so many professionals using it. A few left-handed players, Timo Boll, Michael Mays. Nice cover here. Once again, Harimoto able to cover the middle with the forehand, play it out the opposite side. Too strong here. This is starting to look more like the Gaoyuan that we know. Fast, very smooth, gliding around. There's the Chiquita, heavy side and top. The follow-up right at the baseline. A little bit in on the elbow of Harimoto. And he tempts him. He tempts Gaoyuan to try and play it around the net, or at least play it softly over the net. This is that in-between point where you're not sure exactly what to do. A little central on the table for the start of the serve. I think Shushin would wait for it to drop about another foot and then try and play it around the net for a roller with a pretty high success rate, I would say. Soft flip in the block game. Gaoyuan starting to come back. When you have 10-3 and you're not safe for 6 points in a row, 8-4 is even less security here. Guard gate is up. Well, Harimoto was very strong in the 2 games that he was victorious, changing the pace. Felt like he lost a lot of points getting a bit too passive in the rally. And I think it was right for him to take that last shot, even though he missed. Beautiful block by Gaoyuan right off the bounce. Brings it within 1 point once again. 3 in a row from down 4-8. And into the body, 4 in a row. I feel so nervous watching this. This means so much for both players. Again, if you're playing for the Chinese national team, the greatest foul, the greatest mistake in quotes, would be not beating a foreigner, losing to a foreigner. Tomokazu Harimoto, the greatest consistent threat to the Chinese men's national team. Oh, gets a break off the top of the net to be out in front by 1. And it means a lot for many reasons to both of these players. Lin Gaoyuan just hasn't had quite the results that I think the Chinese national team had hoped for after him winning the Marvelous 12. Taken a few titles, yes. Oh no, second service error. But he's also fallen at the hands of foreigners more than all his leading teammates. The reverse pendulum spin on that serve carried the ball off the side of the table. Tough break right now. That being said, it would make it even sweeter if he came back from down 1-3. Harimoto with 2 game points for that 3-1 lead. Good placement here, drills it into the middle again. Similar serve to the one that caught Lin Gaoyuan in between. There it is. Tomokazu Harimoto once again fist pumped in the air, turns to the corner. 3 games to 1. The Wonder Kid is leading. We will see if he can do this, if he can become, I would imagine, the youngest ever World Tour Grand Finals singles champion in the men's game. Stay right here, Game 5 coming up right after this.
だからもっと突きした方がいい。こっちでもいいし、回ってこれでもいいし、いけるんだったらこれちょっと強くいかない。大体クロス、ホームクロス、バッククロス。そうそう。クロスしか来ない。でお前は真ん中うまくない。そこしっかり。それ簡単ね、一球でも狙って打てば。縦回転出した時フォア前ストップしたらこっちつついて絶対ダメ。そこ絶対フォア前ストップ。それでこっちやるかけで。それかこっち待ってすぐカウンターあとは。
So no timeouts left for Tomokazu Harimoto, but fortunately for him and his side, his team here, he's up 3 games to 1. It's Lin Gaoyuan who still has the timeout and has the uphill battle ahead.
1 love.
Good service variation. A little bit more out to the forehand side, half long. Slightly longer and he gets the flick. Here's the timeout after only 2 points.
Timeout
Lin
leading.
Gaoyuan's corner. It's Coach Liu Hung and Lin Gaoyuan to have some conversation about what can loosen up Lin Gaoyuan and get him on the attack first. Sometimes it means playing the ball short once. But Harimoto's so well practiced over the table in the short game. Very curious to see what ends up happening. Right out of the timeout. Will not be easy, but Lin Gaoyuan again, when he's smooth, when he goes fearlessly for the backhands, it's just so tough to stop it. In terms of getting Harimoto slightly passive, it's also been tricky. Playing to the middle, Lin Gaoyuan's been able to do a bit, exploiting the wide forehand from time to time, but Harimoto's covered that well as well. Quite a complete game right now from Harimoto. Still has some improving to do, but at world number 5, get a lot of points for this tournament here if he could become the champion.
Love 2.
So we'll see how the timeout affected Lin Gaoyuan. He's back at the table, ready for action. Down 0-2 with the serve. There's the opening backhand from the back of the table. Still enough pressure because of the placement in on the body. Classic combo, bring the opponent in short on the forehand side. Have him back up, play from the middle of the deep backhand corner.
2-all.
So 3 points in a row right out of the timeout. Both sides have used their timeouts. Now in terms of youth and the youngest ever, Mima Ito and Miyuki Rano, 14-year-old doubles champions.
4-2.
Now he's starting to free up a bit. These are the shots that looked a little bit more like the China Open this year. Lin Gaoyuan just completely shut down Tomokazu Harimoto. They weren't quite the rallies that you'd expect. Sometimes the coach's job is just to help unlock the most comfortable, confident player. So it's not always tactical in terms of table play or even technical in terms of what's needing to change.
5-2.
But maybe just accessing a certain part of the brain to get comfortable, to breathe, to remember, you know what? Even if you lose, it's not the end of the world. And then you get shots like this coming out completely free and loose. This is the Lin Gaoyuan that was able to beat Xu Xin, that was able to beat Lee Song-soo. This is the Lin Gaoyuan that the world knows is in there somewhere.
3-6.
It hasn't come out for the biggest tournaments to prove himself on the international stage.
Let's 3-6.
So 6 out of the last 7 points have gone to Lin Gaoyuan quite quickly. Outstanding point from Harimoto. I was impressed with the receive from Lin Gaoyuan. That was the placement where he was caught in between before, but he played it freely, played it with the open face of the racket from the forehand side. A good full first stroke. Yet Harimoto was on top of the bounce, closing and keeping the pressure on. A little bit shorter side of the table from Harimoto. Gets him within 1 point. In these counters, they feel a little bit flatter. There's the opening spin shot. Here's one short stroke. Watch where he plays this. Starts moving Lin Gaoyuan. Says make a shot from the middle.
5-7.
Second towel break, Lin Gaoyuan up by 2. Harimoto looking over to the corner just to get some ideas. It's tough to imagine right now. I was going to say, imagine Harimoto's still playing at Timo Boll's age, 37. Pretty unlikely in terms of the Japanese lineup. Jun Mizutani, 29 years old. I think the oldest player on the men's team right now.
6-7.
But Harimoto is constantly soaking up new tactics, learning new patterns out here, developing new skills on the table. Oh, back edge for Lin Gaoyuan. Little break there. Again, pretty even in terms of fortune so far this match. So 2 points out in front with the serve on his side, Lin Gaoyuan.
8-7.
He's changing his patterns always. Last time he got into this rally, the second attack from the forehand came to the middle of the table. Here he tries to stop Lin Gaoyuan in his footsteps there, stop him in his tracks, get him moving back to that backhand corner. And he succeeds. What power, what placement and precision here. Lin Gaoyuan deep to the backhand corner. I couldn't believe Harimoto even got that one on the table. Got back into the rally. That's the one that he saved. And here it's that thin strip right at the elbow, the middle. Lin Gaoyuan able to find it a few times. Second bounce on the table. That's what the half-long serve is all about. When do you see Lin Gaoyuan not able to pick that up with the Chiquita? Against Xu, Lin Gaoyuan was doing this on the serve. So close. Still no contact. And a longer serve this time around, right at the baseline, ties it up. You talk about pressure. Oh man, my heart is racing right now. 9 points apiece, third towel break. He was leading 9-7, Lin Gaoyuan. Is Harimoto going to be strong on the receive? Is he going to come in aggressively? We've seen 2 service errors already this match from Lin Gaoyuan's side. Haven't seen too many bottle challenge style, deep to the backhand for Harimoto. Look at this receive, aggressive out to the forehand. Chiquita does it, tucks and takes it. 1 point away. Is it in his head? Is it too early? It's not over yet. Amazing shot, but he's gonna have to stay focused here. We've seen Lin Gaoyuan come back from 10-3 down to this same score. Second serve, championship point for Harimoto. He does it! The 15-year-old sensation takes the men's singles title over Lin Gaoyuan, the Dark Knight. Wow! I cannot believe world rank number 5 has 4 more years being a teenager. And he's just beaten the last Chinese man standing, the last man standing in this tournament. What a performance. After the way it went last time around in the China Open 2018, it looked like Harimoto would have a very uphill battle. Well, he has climbed that mountain and he stands on top. A big hug, jumping on Coach Kurashima. What a proud moment for the Japanese wonder kid, 15-year-old Tomokazu Harimoto. And the towel into the crowd.